Alright, so I'm here with a friend in Iceland, and I'm going to do a sample hand analysis reading. And this is just going to be short, couple-minute reading, looking at the hands. I'm just going to look at 3 different things, and I'm going to triangulate those 3 elements in the hand. So the first thing I see is you have the girdles of Venus, so that's these lines right here. Why don't we show the camera, just maybe tilt the hand. Might be hard to see, but it's these lines right here. It's kind of like a girdle, right? It goes underneath we call the Saturn and the Apollo fingers. So this is a thin skinness, a sensitivity. You may experience the world. It's like the normal person has, 6 or 10 layers from which they experience the world from. It's like levels of protection, and you have more like 2 or 3. So it's like you can call it your aura or your energy field is a lot more sensitive, and you're going to pick up a lot more things than most other people would. And this could mean, you pick up on other people's energies, you can't eat certain foods, music has to be, you have to wear earplugs. So the remedy I say with, that I recommend for girdles of Venus people are to have some sort of protection against the world, because the world is very noisy and intense out there, and you got to protect yourself. So we have the girdles of Venus. You also have a really nice star of Apollo. It looks like one of the legs is not as formed. So when we say star of Apollo, it's a gift marker. It's actually fame and fortune in the arts. Yeah, it's actually a big being out there in the spotlight, expressing yourself. And it doesn't mean you have to be an artist, but it means that you need some sort of stage or platform to express yourself. And the one leg that's missing is the horizontal leg, and that has to do with the following through. So maybe you're trying to organize the global warming stuff, and there's maybe you're getting so far, but it's not quite, you don't quite get to the finish line, you don't quite complete it or make it a tangible thing. Maybe you're trying to organize a gathering of protesters or something, and maybe it's just the follow-through, not getting it all the way there, because your life purpose is results, tangible, measurable results in the world. It's a right thumb life purpose. It's all about doing, going from creating an idea to making its full completion, making the idea turn into reality. So that kind of relates to the star of Apollo. The star of Apollo is basically when you have a star right under the Apollo finger, the ring finger. So yeah, so you can see kind of like the leg here is kind of a weak leg. These 2 are stronger, this one's a little bit weaker, so that's called the leg of follow through. So where are you kind of shooting yourself in the foot? But it's about, putting yourself out there in the world, your message, create, and it doesn't mean, when we say fame, fortune in the arts, it doesn't have to mean like painting or music, whatever you're doing to express your inner self to the world. And also you have a line, kind of a horizontal line right here. I would say, it's kind of, because the Via Lascivia line and the line of codependence are somewhat similar. They kind of look somewhat similar, but the line of codependence usually is kind of like a longer straight line, and it's usually a little bit lower. But the Via Lascivia line is all about escape. So needing some sort of way to kind of escape from normal reality, and this could mean traveling to other countries. It could mean mind-altering drugs, any form of escape where it's like you need to kind of explore and get out. And it could, there's no good or bad about any of this. Basically, if it's in your hands, it's in your life. And it depends on how conscious you are of it. Are you, doing drugs to escape your situation, or are you, doing drugs to help you achieve spiritual opening? It just depends on the energy behind what you're doing. It's not what you're doing, but it's how you're doing it that matters. and the consciousness employed when what you're doing. So when I kind of combine those elements, the girdles of Venus with the Star of Apollo, you know, we kind of get that sensitivity, but in the spotlight. And a spotlight doesn't have to mean 5 million people. It could mean 5 people. It could mean 50 people. It could be 500 people. But the thing is that you are in expressing yourself in front of an audience is going to be key for you. And this via lascivia, this line of escape, could mean that you need to kind of go away for points of time just to kind of hone in on what you want to express to the world. Maybe you're doing these, leaving the mundane world in order to kind of really get your message or your what you want to express to your audience. So yeah. All right, we'll call that a reading. Any feedback or anything? Anything you want to say?
Well, thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, signing off.